viewers. It's us plus one again. And it's movie night and a car's backing out in front. They can't see, so let's let them out.
Okay.
And it was Avatar. The Way of Water.
The Way of Water.
Water.
Okay.
So, who wants to fire off an initial thought? And first, most likely, spoilers. So, spoiler warning. You've been warned.
I mean...
It wasn't as bad.
It wasn't that bad. It obviously... I know that there was the comment before when this was just being previewed and stuff that this was very much about family, and I do agree with that.
Yes, it was. I like that it was very much attuned to family.
And it wasn't as action-packed as, like, the first one was, which was...
I don't know if it was action-packed. I think it was content-packed and it skimmed over a bit much at times.
What do you mean by skimmed over?
Like, the training, them getting adapted, that seemed kind of brief.
We saw it more with the kids, and kids take to it quicker.
Yes, that's true.
So to me, that I didn't feel like that was too much. The only thing that I'm still trying to figure out quite is Kiri, right? I think that was her name.
Yeah.
The Sigourney Weaver offspring.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Grace. Honestly, I couldn't remember their names other than like Jake
I was
and
remembering Grace, but that was it.
and the youngest was Tuka Rask. Should be a goalie.
Yes.
But I
really, it's a yield, not a stop, buddy. Let's go. Sorry.
get with the program. They're lost. Mind
They
the
are.
thing on the road.
Yes.
But it was very. It focused on the main family, which I thought was good. It gave it focused on the kids quite a good
lot.
deal, which was both good and bad because it left Neytiri kind of pretty much on the sideline most of the movie, and I felt that was a bit disappointing.
Yeah, she really didn't have that big of a role. I mean, even Jake was a little bit pulled back.
Yeah,
So
it was, and being it was so long from the first one, I mean, it's I think it was 10 years or so plus from the first Avatar, so CG you could still get all the same actors and reprise the roles and all that stuff.
Well,
so
obviously they could get the Colonel guy or whatever because he didn't have to actually. Although I thought that was kind of a cop out.
I did too, and that was I think one of the bigger issues with this, even though it was still a setup, was bringing Quidditch back or Quadrich back or whatever.
I never knew what his name was.
It was something quad.
Just thought it was a cool.
For you Mass Effect fans, he's got a quad. But he was just kind of. He felt a bit one-note villain.
Yeah.
Because they tried to play the kid angle, which I thought.
I'm still trying to figure out why the hell did he even have a kid on that planet? Did he screw around with somebody on the planet? I don't know. It was just dumb.
Yeah,
I mean, there was no hint of a kid or any kind of relationship for him in the first movie. So why all of a sudden it's like, okay, we just wanted to have a human kid to be a part of it, so we're just going to put this plot point in because we felt like it. Is what Spider's character felt to me.
I agree. He was. It was. I think it was just so we can have a human in there to relate to, and that just goes just like, well, let's just shove humans in to make it relatable. And it's like you don't need it if your characters are strong enough. And I did feel the offspring kids, they were strong enough. Mm-hmm. That and that was another negative of that. While it was very family orientated, it was still missing some of those moments.
Yeah, although I will say, and I know you're going to laugh at me, but near the end of it, when they go to warn the big whale thing.
Yes.
For a moment, all I could see was Sam and Dean. It's like, don't be the good brother soldier, which is, what Sam
Yeah.
bitches about all the time
Yeah.
for Dean,
Yeah.
and then Dean is,
Anyway,
whatever. But, that moment I was
So-
just like, ooh,
Supernatural.
like, when did we get to Supernatural?
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on.
Yeah, I had a thought, but I lost it on that one.
Sorry.
But no, it was very predictable.
It was.
That
it
was another thing, is that it was just highly predictable. And sometimes it doesn't beat around the bush who Spider is, who the human
Yeah, I
kid
mean, they
is.
pretty much revealed that pretty quickly.
It reveals it real quick. You just as you're sitting there going, oh, I think that's probably him. It's like, yeah, it is.
And then they do the cut, and you're
then
like,
it moves
well,
on,
duh.
and even the whole, there wasn't really any surprises, but it left you with questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are definitely questions after this,
And-
like the whole Kiri background thing. We never got an answer to that. Obviously, I mean, for all we know, it could have been Nyong'o.
Well,
You know,
and that's the
and-
thing, is there's possibly up to 5 sequels Cameron wants to do.
God.
Or I guess if this was the first of them, then it would be maybe 4 more. I can't see how he could possibly do another 5 and keep this thing alive.
No,
But
I can't see
I mean, it
either.
feels like just one more and we're done. Is like, how many
Yes.
times
Yes.
are the humans going to come back? And and that was another thing. I mean, who else thought that when the humans came back and landed and kind of scorched earth the area, did you just not think like, well, why didn't they just land ships everywhere around the planet and kind of just wipe the Na'vi out that way?
Well, yes and no, but if they did that, then they wouldn't have. There's obviously steps to it, because they said that the Earth's dying.
Well,
That
was another plot
They
point.
need to take care of. They need to reclaim this land so that they can live. And I'm like, okay, so are you eventually
gonna
gonna?
dying already?
And I thought so too.
That was already established, I think, in the first movie, that the Earth was dying. That's
Yeah.
not, like, new information.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, all right, so, I mean, if you go ahead and move here, are you all just going to live in pods and then only use face masks, or are you going to
No,
terraform?
I was
mean,
assuming they were building terraforming stations in that city, or a big bubble like they did in the first movie.
yeah,
So
I don't know.
there was a lot of setup.
Yeah, definitely
and
there's a lot of setup in this one.
Felt it took a little long to get to the water area, and then it tried to condense all of that. That's what I was saying. Things kind of just happened fast. I don't know. What do you think, Ange?
I didn't mind it. I mean, there was, like, plot holes and stuff, and I felt like Spider's character was kind of unnecessary, because he was, like, there for, like, a lot of the stuff, and, like, he fought for a little bit, and then he's like, yeah, I guess I just gotta listen. And I'm like, you wouldn't like try and connive your way out of this multiple times. You just kind of sat there. And then the whole thing with, like, all of a sudden wanting connection with your dad, and, like, the mild doubt that they bring
And it was-
with Spider's character when they see, like, Jake and Neytiri, like, fight him again. I'm like, that dude ruined their home. And you're like, maybe he's not so bad. I'm like, what?
I don't think it was a
What?
matter of bad. I think it was just a matter of, like, he needs to be a better person than his dad, kind of a thing. But
I don't know.
But either way, he's still a questionable character. Questionable in the sense that, yeah, I didn't think that he needed to be there at all whatsoever.
No. No, keep going.
And I also didn't think that, basically his flip-flopping or his just complacency, I understand he's still a teen and everything, and obviously they don't quite listen very well or, understand
Yeah, it was a
the
running theme
intricacies
throughout
of
the
it,
whole
but,
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, he acted like he just didn't understand human people too much, and then all of a sudden he's like, okay,
Right.
it is. But what I did like, because I feel like it just relates to, like, the world we live in today, is just how
going.
terrible humans are.
Well, yeah, we are a
And-
parasite.
I think we always forget that. Like, we talk about it, but we always forget it until, like, we see some type of, like, correlation to it. And I felt like they executed that really well. Like, I mean, especially with the whale thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you kill a whale for the minute thing that brings in the big amount of money, and at the end of it, you just toss it. I'm like, the amount of stuff you could have used
I mean,
made,
who
and
knows?
you just threw it away
Yeah.
because that's not what you're looking for. And I feel like that just reflects a lot of like what we are today as people.
Yeah, where the virus, as Agent Smith puts it, and it was a rather, I mean, that sequence kind of whopped you over the head a bit hard, but
Yes.
but it's okay. I mean, it was needed and it fit within the story.
But I
Yes.
mean, that's like what happens. I mean,
But it is true. I agree with you. Is that we are just kind of like burning up
All of our
resources and everything like that without a care in the world. And
yeah,
it's
it's like, well, we're doing it to save our planet. I'm like, but you're not, because in the same process, you're still ruining it more than you're saving it.
Well, the interesting thing is on that front is that, and maybe it's just again the human arrogance or something, is they say the planet's dying, but what are they getting? They're not obtaining anything that's going to fix Earth. They're simply getting something
That
that's
stops
going
aging.
to stop aging. And it's like, well, where the hell are you going to live unless, again, you're terraforming Pandora?
Well,
But
yeah.
you got to declare war on the whole planet at that point, and we know there's lots of different Na'vi clans. And the other thing too was that I thought was a little frustrating, especially more at the end, is how during the big climactic fight is the Water Clan fought, and then all of a sudden
They're nowhere to be
gone.
seen.
They're completely gone. That
Yes.
whole end sequence.
Except for the one daughter, but other than
and
that,
again, it's like you figured their parents are like, "Where's our daughter?" It's like, well, maybe she's fighting. It's still over there. We need to find her. And
Yeah.
instead, it's not there. So
yeah, it was.
I thought that was
matter
kind
of
of.
convenience.
I thought that was, weak. And there's elements of that throughout the whole movie where things just kind of happen and it drops things. And if it focused on things a little bit more, I think we would have had a better story focusing on Quidditch and the son, as well as more with the group, the family group, Jake, Natiri, and the kids and things like that. I think it could have been a stronger story, but it might have been a different story and it might have been a longer story.
Yeah.
But
I feel like he needs to do what what ZC did with this Justice League, and then release like a mildly extended version. I know it sucks, but I'm like, Lord of the Rings was 4 hours extended.
extended cuts,
exactly.
yeah.
So
And,
just release an extended version, add an extra half hour, 45 minutes of the stuff that you had to cut out here, and I feel like the story would be so much better.
could be.
it would make
could be.
more sense.
It would.
Like, I
So.
feel like if they add more stuff to, like, the fight scene, like, talking that involve, like, the other clans and stuff, if they put that in there, I feel like that would be helpful. I feel like if they did a little more on some other things, I feel like it would be helpful, and I think it would just make the story better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, I always talk music. It was nice to hear
A lot
Horner's
of the-
soundtrack
yes.
in there.
Yes,
It
Miss
was-
Horner.
Yeah.
Miss Horner.
But it was there. His DNA was all in that score. So
score, so
kudos.
to
I
the-
can't remember. I saw the new composer's name in there. And of course, I mean, we didn't talk about it. Yes, it's visually amazing. You know it.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows it. I mean, there's nothing more to
It's a
say about
given.
it. Although there was a couple of scenes that was just like, ooh, that looks fake. But
I would see, like, two
Still.
more movies just for the visuals. Like, I almost, it's like, sometimes I could sit through, like, the Avatar movies regardless of, like, the story
just for the visuals.
visual
Yeah.
effects. I'm like,
I mean, they are pretty top
They are.
notch.
They
are. You got to give it to them.
You could tell the care and attention to detail that went into it. And there wasn't enough also just continual world building. There was like nuggets of world building in this one, but not enough. I don't know. But anyways,
So overall,
I liked it. Compared to the other things we've seen, the superhero movies and all that, I liked it.
yeah.
I did like it. I enjoyed it. Not a masterpiece, but I did like it.
Ange?
same thing. I mean, it's a good movie. I don't think, agreed, it's not top tier. There's stuff that's obviously could have been done better. But, I mean, the story wasn't terrible. The visuals were great. And it kept me, like, wanting to make it to the end of the movie, so it
Yeah.
wasn't like I was bored with it. So
Yeah,
it was
yes.
overall a decent movie.
Yes, and I agree. I liked it for overall. I mean, again, there are little snippets here and there that, you know, later on you'll think about and be like, oh man, really? You know, but that's all movies, and
Yeah.
you know, so overall walking out, I was entertained.
Yes.
I was fine with it. I made it through the movie. I didn't fall asleep.
I didn't have to
He
pee.
didn't have to pee. We made it through the movie without having to like sit there and go, "Oh my God, is this thing over?" So
Yeah.
you know, I call that a win.
Yes.
And like you said, the music was great. Visuals were great. The interactions between the people when they were there and poignant, they were great. So I mean, it was good.
It was.
I was happy.
It was. It's a good family-focused movie.
Yes.
Yes.
So there you have it.
There we go. That's our thoughts.
All right.
Thanks for riding with us. And the Andor review is coming soon.
Andor.
Someday. Anyway.
Yes.
Until then. Till the next one.
Bye.